gonna just go ahead here. I've already got my architectural backgrounds inserted into my template. I'm just gonna start cleaning them up a little bit. So I'll start here on the first floor. We don't need these architectural dimensions on the fire sprinkler plan, so I'll use layer isolate. Looks like all floors are on the same layer, so I'll just delete those all at once. Layer unisolate. And what else we got? Here's a roof. We don't need that on our plan. Layer isolate that. There's a roof over the riser room here. We can get rid of that one too. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. There's not too much on this one, so let's go from that into, let's label our areas that don't need sprinklers. So start with our bathrooms. I'm just going to start on the first floor and then copy it to the other floors since they're all identical. So we got 37 square feet and they're all going to be exactly the same. So let's just get this. This looks good. There we go. Let's just go ahead and copy it onto all the floors. Why not? It's just one. This is a small apartment. I just drew this up for demonstration using Chief Architect, and they're just 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom units, 4 to a floor, 3 stories. I don't even know if that's where I did it or not. It looks good. So we've got, what is that? 12 units, 12 1-bedroom units. And what do we got next? Our closets are going to need to be sprinkled because they have a water heater in them. So the other thing I see we can, well, this walk-in closet's way over our 24 square feet, I'm sure. Yep, 31 and some change. So the other thing I want to mark out is my heat sources that we got to avoid. This is a little bit unusual. There's an oven right here out in the open. Normally they're up against the wall, but we got to stay 18 inches away from this. And so I have a little note and stuff that I put on here. I just draw some lines 18 inches away from it. This is a little bit weird. I need to do this. Let's see. Go from that corner 18 inches out that way, and I'm going to do it that way as well. And now I can just copy. I should have done that. Only drawn one to begin with, but whatever. There we go. Okay, now I'll go to my, I don't know what you call this, call out plus I just show a line to show how far to be away from the oven to make it real clear to the guy who's installing this, because it's, you know, probably bare framing and empty floor. You would have no idea where it would be at otherwise. I'm using move command, rotate, copy. Now I'm going to draw some lines to fill this in. This purple line is a title reference layer I use for construction lines. It doesn't print. So these I want to be the dashed lines. I'm going to use match properties. So this is the area we need to avoid with these ovens. So I'm just going to go through and copy these onto all of them real quick. If there was more on a floor, I'd probably stop and copy one floor at once, but this is fine. Okay. And once we get the piping and everything on here, more towards the end, I'll put my note here. It says needs to be 18 inches away. And I think that's it for areas that we're not sprinklering, not placing sprinklers, however you want to say it. So now I'm going to start just putting some diagonal lines across here to find the centers, even though I'm not going to end up putting it in the center ultimately. It's just a place to start. Probably a light right where I'm putting it in a lot of places. Just gonna do the one, I think. Where's my head at? This says reliable, but I'm gonna design this to a Senju head, Senju concealed. I think we're gonna go we're just gonna do a Senju 4.9 K factor head with a 16 by 16 foot spacing. Now that head's probably right in the middle of the light. Oops, need one up here. Layer isolate, I'll get rid of those. Now I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna bump it against the wall, then I'm gonna move it 6 inches off. And you know, I could use the move command if I wanted to, but I'm just grabbing this grip, and which essentially, if you'll notice down here, it's automatically going into the stretch command when you grab a grip. I want to go 8 feet off of this wall. I'm going to go from nearest 8 feet because I'm 16 foot spacing. Yeah, that definitely would still be too close to a wall because, I mean, too close to a light if it was right there. So let's go 8 feet off of this wall. And that's good enough away from the light. We're fine there. Let's see here. Now we're gonna need at least 2 heads to work this out. Let's just move this down. Let's try 5 feet, see how that looks. Copy it at 10 feet. Okay, looks too far off the wall. Oh, so 6 feet, okay. Got some coverage issues here though, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna max out. I'm gonna go from here, max out 8 feet, push the, I'm using the move command now because I'm doing more than one. I could use stretch as well and it would work, but I'd have to type in. I can't just grab one grip if I'm trying to move 2. Alright, so I moved it out of the way here because I'm going to need to add another head here, and I just don't want it to be too close and messing with the spray pattern or something. Put one. This actually should probably be a higher temperature. Looks like I'm missing my higher temperature head, so we're going to have to cut. Okay, so I've got, this is my symbol now for an intermediate temperature head. We're in the closet here with the water heater. And we're gonna have this other one close to the dryer, so it probably will need it as well. Let's see where we're gonna put it. Oops, I'm on the wrong floor. Starting out on the first floor here. I'm just gonna copy everything by floor once I get it laid out in one unit here. Well, I'll do one unit, then do it on the whole floor. Let's see. And the way that the piping is going to lay out is going to be a little different on each floor as well, because if we look at our section up here, the upstairs has this vaulted area we're going to have to figure out. So in this area, we're going to have, this section is what this purple line is right here. In the attic here, this area, which is this, we're going to be able to run the pipe across this direction. But in this vaulted area, we're going to have to run pipe up through it this way. So that out here, that's this area, we'll run a single line out each one of these. And then the other floors, as much as possible, we want to run the piping through the center of these joists to avoid drilling piping more than necessary. I mean, drilling joists. We're not going to be lining up with lights or anything like that. There's, you know, typically on an apartment building, we don't get lights, and we definitely, you know, lining up with lights is, we only ever have had people request that on custom homes. We generally do not do it on apartment buildings. But if that's something you wanted, we can do that. Okay, so I've got coverage into there with that. We need another one. I'm just gonna put it on the wall and then move it 6 inches off. And looks like it's plenty of distance from here anyway, so we're good. And we're lined up with that, okay. Well, let's go ahead and mirror this into our next unit. Select our heads, mirror, don't want to delete. I mirrored my symbol too here, I didn't really want to do that, so I'm gonna get rid of that. 6 inches, 6 inches. Okay, now I'll just copy all of these heads, switch to heads. Where's my, there it is. I'm just gonna draw a line from there, because those are the same points on each of these. So now if I isolate my head layer, I drew that line in head, so I can just copy this now from that point to that point. Now let me grab this line. Oh, it looks like this could use some work. Let's edit, paste as block. Okay, that's my riser. Oh, you thinking about what direction? I'm just running straight through the joist there. I guess. Switch to the pipe layer here. I'll just connect all of these that are in a row. See what we got. One of those are pretty close, but not quite. Okay, so then we can't go across here because this is the outside. So we're gonna have to drill that no matter what. You know, thinking about it, we should probably try and stay 8 feet off of this wall. That'll minimize some of our drilling a little bit. Not a whole lot, it looks like, but it'll save us a couple joists at least. Oops, let me grab all of these. Move, not copy. Okay. In fact, now these are, I can go across to. Oh, that's helpful. Just kind of seeing how the building will let you do it. It's not really much that you actually design. We're talking about a sprinkler system. It's just the building kind of tells you how you have to do it. There's only so many ways it's possible to jam piping. So all of these floor joists right here, once we going from here over, we're gonna have to get drilled. Nothing we can do to avoid that. I think I'm just gonna go through this. Oh man, we got firewalls there. Each one of these are gonna have to be fire caulks. So it's, you know, do you want to fire caulk a bunch or drill a bunch? I don't know. Guess it's up to you. We'll design it to whatever your preference is. I don't know if I like this. I'm just seeing how it looks. Do I like that? Let's see what happens if we go to the next floor. Guess I'll use the line. We'll go from that corner to that corner. Not sure what happened there. Attic walls are not supposed to be shown on this floor. But that's what you get when you get a sprinkler fitter or a sprinkler designer drawing an apartment building. No, I don't know. We're full service drafting house. We do it all. But I got my start in fire sprinklers. Let's go this next floor. I don't know. It's a little bit different, but let's just put it on the same way and start with there. Start from there, I should say. Oh, we still gotta connect them between floors too. I mean, this will work too, actually. We're running, except for this part, because, no, that's good. The vault doesn't start till right here. We should put a line. Let's see, where is that? Just make it that. That's where the vault slope and the ceiling changes. And I guess if you are having a hard time visualizing what I'm talking about there with the change in the ceiling, I drew this apartment building in Chief Architect. I've got the model right here. We can real quick go into 3D and get an idea what this place looks like. Better idea. I didn't make a full set of drawings. I just made floor plans of the section. So this is that vaulted area in the upstairs. We can go into the unit. Something happened to my model. I must not have saved something. Let's open all of these. Take that off. Okay. Go back. Now it looks right. There we go. Oops. That gives you an idea. It's flat out here, but this area is vaulted, and this is just on the top floor. There's our oven out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so back to our drawing. This is where that ceiling goes up right there. Again, it's right here, and it's a significant rise here. So we'll have, the piping will be down here under the insulation. Then we'll have a riser nipple going up here under the insulation, and then we'll be going up this way. So, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and get a symbol for that riser nipple. What happened to my other line here? There we go. Trim that out. Okay. So now we just need to get, since this is such a small place. If this was a bigger apartment, I might try and maybe loop this or something. If say this was, instead of just being 4 units long, it was like 12 or something. But this is all just a make-believe building anyway, so we're gonna have plenty of water for our make-believe hydraulic calculations. Let's figure out how we're gonna go floor to floor now. Thinking right here. Let's go to our top floor. And we're gonna put, let's see. Just put it here for now. And now I'm gonna go to the midpoint of this. I'm just doing this to put it in the middle of the wall. But I totally see a problem here. That's probably, there's going to be a plumbing stack right there, so we can't go right there. Let's rethink this. This is a nice wide wall. Maybe we can just move this over a little bit and utilize that wide wall that they've got for the plumbing stack. They probably wouldn't mind us using a spot over here. So let's do that. Let's see. I'm going to take this and move it. Let's see what is, that's 18 inches right there, which is on top of that head in the walk-in closet. We go to 2 feet 6, 3 foot, let's do that, 2'6", that looks good. From my house, okay, so I'm going to move all of these on each floor 2'6", which I guess is 30 inches. That might have been faster to type. So I need to trim that out. Connect these. Okay, that's all connected. We're connected to the floor below. Except we need to copy this. And then here's the other thing. We just created some scenarios I'm noticing here with crosses. I don't like to use, I know they exist, but they're pretty expensive. Like, it's more expensive for a plastic cross than it is for 2 T's in my experience. So I generally will change stuff like that to get rid of this cross here, this one. So generally, I think what I'll do, get rid of that, see if I can move this, see how far I am from the wall. Too far, so we'll just go back 8 inches, and maybe I'll just move the line there. Why not? Okay. That's gonna put that right in the middle of the light if I do that. Well, what I think I'll do is I'll just trim that there. I'll run it back that way. And now it's a T instead of a cross. Got a couple more here to deal with. Should we do? Okay, that'll work. And I'm still pretty safe here. If we look, make a straight line between these. The wall is blocking still. And we could move it in this way. Just the closer we get, at a certain point we gotta worry about a high temperature head, but I'm just gonna leave it like that for now, or ordinary temperature head. Let's do this one. Okay, so this floor is good with no crosses. Just need to do the same thing here. Kind of wondering if I can just me see. Oh, that's weird. I did that to the second floor. Thought I was on the third floor. So what I'm gonna do, see if this works. Just replace this up here. Okay, I think that worked. There we go. Sweet. Let's get this guy in line down here. Let's see, is that extended? Oops. Let's try that again. Move from the endpoint to the center. There we go. Let's see that. I think that will work. So let's change to our dim pipe layer, and we will select our sprinkler pipe dimension style, activate it, and dang it, still got a cross right there. Let me fix that real quick. Should have left my riser where it was. There we go. Okay. So now I'm ready for dimensioning. I'm going to switch to dim pipe and make sure sprinkler pipe dimension style is selected. And I'm just going to do one of these so that it gets on here. And then I'm going to select that stuff and layer isolate. It's going to be real easy to dimension now. I'm just going to do linear, continue, linear. So first one, you do linear. And it's 3 points. I'm going to start over. So linear dimension, this is it right here. And it says specify first extension line position. So I go ahead and select my first end, and you'll see this endpoint is popping up here. That means I'm going to snap to that endpoint. Okay. Now my second extension line position, I'm going to snap to this endpoint, and the dimension between those points is 3'3". Now I need to place this dimension. You see specify position. So I'm going to specify the position as being right on the pipe. Now I just hit continue dimension right here. And now all I have to do is click one time at the next point. Okay. So again, first dimension, first point, second point, place, continue. First point, second point, place on line. First point, second point, place on the line, continue. Oops. Okay, now, so I just missed. I was in a hurry and I, didn't catch my snap point. So now I can just go in here and grab this grip and put it back down where it's supposed to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And I'm hitting escape. You'll see these are my commands I'm using over here to get out of it, because it just stays in it until you hit escape, or I think right click if I remember right. And I could also, let me show you this real quick. I can use the copy command here and just move this over. And if I select it, it's got these points, oops, that it's using, even though I created it on the other one. Okay, I just got these main, oops, here's the one right there. And these guys, I should have trimmed out that circle first. Sometimes if you have something like this and you trim it after the fact, it'll, see it messed up my dimension there. That is not right. There we go. Oops, this one got messed up. Where does that go? That's so weird. Okay. Generally try and trim these out before I dimension, but looks like I missed one. All right, so I probably could copy all of this. Let me try that. It's not gonna be perfect. A lot of it's gonna be right though. Let me just see what happens. So I'm gonna select it, copy. Okay, so this just gave me one extra there I can get rid of, and now that's good. And this guy, I guess, just did the same thing, but we also got an issue here. We're going from the end of this pipe to this riser nipple. So we'll just go ahead and add in that dimension. So I'm just selecting the dimension, grabbing this grip and moving it back to where it should be. And I'm doing a new one for this short little pipe. Oops. Missed. There we go. So that's it for the major dimensions. Let me see what's next. Okay, so now I'm going to make us up a site plan. You know, normally if we were getting plan from an architect, it would include a site plan. That's one of the things we would request. But this is just, I just drew this. It's a make-believe apartment building. It doesn't exist. And so I'm just gonna make a pretend site plan. And sometimes, even if we don't have one that they provide, we'll just make a real simple one the same way. Fire sprinkler site plans do not have to be, you know, incredibly accurate. Basically, all we're getting is our underground layout, length, and whatnot for our calculations. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is gonna be the basis for my site plan. I'm just gonna get rid of this piping and dimensions real quick. I want to leave that riser symbol. I'm gonna get rid of these two and this stuff. And we're just going to pretend that, say the street's here. And I'm just gonna make it the same, whatever layer that is good enough. Okay. That's the street, and we're gonna have pipe coming in straight like this. We probably, what's that? Put 90 feet, make it even number. And I'm gonna, let's see. Let's go ahead and move that out a little bit. Probably be, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now I wanna make this. This is what I use for underground. So I'm gonna go match properties. Okay. Oops, let's make that gray too. It won't show up in that purple layer. Let's pretend there's a vault out here. Yes. Normally I draw that kind of stuff on our title layer. Let's see. Okay. So that's gonna be a vault with a, this is a 13R. Here we go. I usually just put a single 2.5 inch fire department connection, and that kind of looks small. Scale that. I don't know. That looks still small. That might be too big now. We'll see. Okay. Let's also just pretend, this is good actually. Let's go this way. Just pretend that there happens to be a hydrant right here on the street. Okay. Oh, I'm probably not gonna, what I normally do just to make things easy for my techs that don't always necessarily understand dealing with scales very well, I just put the dimensions on these pipes in this layer that can't be seen, and then I'll go ahead and add them in that they can be seen at the correct scale in paper space once I lay this out to fit on the page, because I probably won't be able to get it to fit at scale, any kind of real scale. We're just going to try and make it look as good as possible. So let's go ahead and start laying this out, I guess. Copy this viewport and open it up. I forgot something. I'm gonna have to back up a minute here. Okay, one thing I forgot about is we need to add, this is, it's type 5 construction, so it's gonna need some coverage on the patios and the balconies, the entrance here. So we're gonna need a sidewall symbol. Again, we're not using reliable, but this is just what I have here on my template. Let's see. So, where do I want to put this? There's a landing right here at the ceiling level, so that looks like it'll work. Oops. I don't know. Nobody's gonna be able to tell that I moved that much on the plans. I just got OCD sometimes. Okay, we're gonna need one here. I can just copy this. We'll use this for a base point. Come on now. No, not that one. Not wanting to do what I want. Let's just stop fighting it. That was kind of ridiculous. That one here too. So let's just look at this real quick. If we go back to our 3D model, so that first head we did would be under there. We're gonna need one right here as well. And then underneath here and up here. So oops, oh, we don't want this. Let's go back to draft site. We need I don't know how come that line. This is like the line above. That's a beam or something. Somehow this didn't come across. I was in a hurry. That makes more sense. That's above. This is below. But it's a floor plan. It's never right. And that's a beam, but that's just making things confusing. Nobody cares what the dimension is. And even though it's a deck, why is it a deck? Forgot to take that off. Okay. So here's our landing. It's that weird one that's kind of in the middle here. It's in the middle of our second floor. So from our second floor, we'll, right here, come over from here or something. I guess no, we'll come up here. There's my symbol. Let's copy it. Just put one, same spot. This should be good. Let's also, okay. I need to fix this. Okay. Need to get the same thing going over here. Using the trim tool here. Again, this is not cooperating. Just delete it. Okay. This one too. Oops. What's that? Okay. Now I'm gonna do this. How do I have no stairs there? That's weird. Well, not sure how that happened. Should have been paying closer attention. That's what happens when we do stuff on the fly, but it's alright, we adapt. Did I get everything? Okay. Copy this too. But there we go. What it is about that one, it doesn't like being adjusted. Okay. So corridors are good. We just need to worry about the balconies now. They all have a roof or a deck above them. We can take a look at our model here. They all, you can see, have a roof or deck above them. So let's go ahead and start on our first floor. Just stick it here for now. Flip it around using the rotate command, and I'm turning on ortho so it does it 180 degrees. And just put it there. Well, you know, I think I'm gonna put it right here. Okay. I might put it a couple more inches off the wall, the field, whatever. But that's the minimum. So that looks good. Now we just gotta get that everywhere. So let's see if I can do this. Just copy it off the floor. Should all be lined up, be the same. That's layer isolate command that I used. Oops. To make everything disappear. What is going on? What? Oops. Should have done that. Okay, we're almost there. Last floor. I think we're just about ready for calculations. I'm just gonna stretch it while I keep trying to go to extend. Continue. Linear dimension. Continue. Okay, so that should be everything. Bring it all back. Let's get our... I'm gonna save this before I lose all my work. Let's get this going on our section. So starting at the bottom, let's see, we're going through right here. So, and it's looking, let me get these on here. Ortho on, so it stays straight. I think I'm gonna get rid of these beams. We don't need them on the sprinkler drawing. Stretch command is what I'm using here. There we go. And I'm also using snap points a lot. That's what that's a perpendicular snap that's popping up there. Let's see. So I'm coming into this bedroom. I'm gonna put this on title reference because I don't want this to be on my print. Okay, 2'6", but I want that to be different style dimension. So 2'6" off the wall, 30 inches. Right there, there is a pipe with a sprinkler on it. So let me get I just use my same symbol as my riser nipple symbol for my pipe symbol in my sections. Put it there to put it in the middle of the joist. I'm gonna put it there. I've talked about this before. I just draw a symbol that's 6 inches. Oops. Or because it's highly visible. Yeah, these are concealed sprinklers. They're not going to hang below the ceiling like this, but it just makes it really easy to see. Come on. All right. So that. No, actually, so there, in this view, I'm standing at this pie cut through the building, looking this way, and there's actually no head there. So I'm gonna have to remove that. The next pipe I'm gonna come to is 9'2". And again, I just see the wall there. I don't see a sprinkler, so let me go back here. And I'm just gonna put that back on title ref in case I need it somewhere else. What did I say the distance was? 9'2". So I'm gonna copy this over 9'2", and it should be inside that room. And it is. And it looks like we're in the middle of the joist, which these aren't real because I drew it, so I can fudge them as well. I'm gonna say that for the keep drawing. One of the things I've talked about before, that this drawing is diagrammatic in nature. Man, none of those. I think what I'm going to do is move this stuff back just enough. Where's that? 12 inches. Yeah, that will keep my section looking identical, but I'll pick up these heads and that'll make the section look better. So let me grab this. Okay, this will move them all over a foot, just like I did the other line. Okay, so now I can, down here on the bottom floor, I can see these. And this is 6'2". Oops, okay. And there also happens to be a pipe right here, 10 foot over, with another head right there. So that's gonna look like this. Let me trim this out, looks a little better. Okay, so that's the first floor, what it looks like. And I'm pretty sure second floor is going to be identical. It's just the next floor that's going to be a bit different. So I think if I just select all of this, and I'm going to go from nearest to perpendicular, and there it is. So I can already see I'm going to have to change some stuff probably. I'm probably a bit too far off the wall because of the slope. We got to measure our distance on the slope, so we'll have to look at that. Anything else I'm missing? I think that's it. It's just from like this point on is going to be different on the other section, on the top floor on this. So what I'll do, it's all going to go up. Actually, we use the quadrant, bottom quadrant, to put it on the top of the bottom chord of the truss, which is right there. And see, that's 1'6" right there. I'm just gonna do it with that. Wait, what does my thing say? 1'1". Okay, so I'm going to just get a line going up here to use. I'm going to use this offset command, and I'm going to offset. It's asking me the distance first. I'm going to say 4 and see how that works. Just specify this line. Oh, that's 2 lines. That's weird. I didn't know that. Delete that. All I'll do is I'll explode that so it becomes 1. Offset again and go 4 this direction. Turn that into a pipe. Turn these into pipes. I'm gonna extend to this pipe. I'm gonna trim. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. This will give us our height of that riser nipple. So now we need to be 8 foot max off of the wall, but measured across the ceiling. And the slope is a 312. So what I'm gonna do is take one of these, copy it up, and I'm gonna go 12. So you'll be able to see that it's 312. 12, okay. What we want to know what 8 foot off the wall measured along the slope comes out to. So I'm going to draw a line 8 feet, and then I'm going to select it and use the rotate command. Use this endpoint. Rotation angle will be on this other line. So as you can see, this is an 8 foot long line, but measured horizontally, that comes to 7 foot 9 off of the wall. So we don't want to be more than 7 foot 9 off of this wall. So let me see what we are. Well, I know we're 8 feet, so let me just go 7 foot 9. Well, that makes it look, man, am I too far off this wall? I'm worried now. I sure am, because I forgot. If you look at this building, I didn't account for the fact that it bumps out right here. The front, the top 2 stories, the wall bumps out. You can see right here. So we need to be, 8 feet maximum from this wall. And this right here is 8 feet from this wall. So we need to shift our heads a little bit. So let's see. I can just stretch them 2 feet. Stretch 2 feet. Okay. So that was pretty easy for that part. We're still within our, these were only 10 feet apart and they can be 16. So we just need to move this over 2 feet. Okay, but so like we said, we need to be 7 foot 9 max off this top floor. So is that what I did? It is. Okay. So 7 foot 9 from this wall. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Stretch. Maybe I can do both of these. Stretch. There we go. Stretch. Okay. So 7 foot 9 from this wall with the sprinkler head right there. So this is going to be the true dimension of this pipe, but on the plan it will not show that because it's going to be flat. Okay, so I still do my 6-inch symbol here. I just make it match the ceiling, like the ceiling angle. Where's my rotate? There it is. Okay. So now on a section, the only dimensions I will show is vertical rises. So where am I at? I want standard, and I want dim. Okay. Why is there no? Let me redo this. Let me switch to, come on. Standard, activate, okay. Dim, how did I do something wrong here? Let me try again. Wow, that's kind of awful. Let me do this way, there we go. Okay, now we want to get the elevation between floors. So, go like that. There. and I will generally do to the finished floor, which is going to be here. Okay. Man, that's pretty good to go. So figure out what else I missed as we're going through this. I'm sure there's some. That's why I always use checklists, because you just cannot remember everything every time. Okay, this is the first floor. Let's see, I do have 3 head symbols. Oh, I'm surprised I got reliable on here. Here's send you. Nothing against reliable, I just haven't used them in a little bit. Let's see, I'm just trying to get as much on here as we can. Let me copy this. We need the second floor now. Second floor. And got third floor. Oops, come on. There we go. Let me see here. I don't have that line on this one. Let's go. Oops. I'll do this one. Oops, does that fit? I think I can move these down a little bit as well. Oops. Do not want to mirror those. Move. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Okay. We need to get our section on here. We could probably fit it right here. Okay. This is all a little bit subjective, just trying to make it look good. And it's still preliminary because we got to do the calculations first, and then after we do that, we will draw our riser detail in SketchUp in 3D, and then we'll export that as a DWG, and we'll label it in here in draft site. Okay, make sure we get our hydrant and whatnot that we added on here. So I'm not sure. We could probably like put the site plan here. Fit a pretty good size riser detail here. Let's see, this is at 1/8 inch scale. Let's see, let's try just 1/16 how it will look. And this is, if you remember earlier, I was talking about why I site plan, these types of site plans, I don't do them to scale, and so we don't do any of the text until we get to the layout page. And that's probably good enough for now. We're gonna just leave that. That's be aware about where I hope my technician could try and get it to, and then send it in for calculations to be done and a riser detail to be drawn in 3D, and then they get the calc information back and the riser detail in a DWG, and they input all that back into the drawing and label the riser detail, and then they send it back for comments, for red lines. So I think that's where we're going to end this video for now. The next one, we will be doing the hydraulic calculations. We'll see you there.